Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I never thought I would have to remind a federal LNP Member of Parliament that they weren't a horse. But yesterday I had to tell the member for Dawson that he is indeed not a horse. Members will be aware that while the member for Dawson isn't a horse, he sometimes acts like a bit of a donkey. I have heard that he likes the whip. He posted to his social media that he obtained ivermectin, the horse dewormer, to take in case he contracts COVID. It's what the internet calls horse goo. It's great at getting rid of worms in horses, not so good for treating COVID in people, including federal LNP MPs. The best way, Mr. Speaker, Queenslanders can protect themselves and their loved ones from COVID is to get vaccinated. Fortunately, Queensland Health is vaccinating record numbers every day. They vaccinated 20,928 Queenslanders yesterday, meaning 56.68% of Queenslanders have now had their first dose and 38.33% are fully vaccinated. Just last week, we opened new mass vaccination hubs at the Entertainment Centre at Boondall and Mount Warren in Logan. We also opened one in Rockhampton so people could get a vaccination and a pie on their way to the footy. This is despite the fact that Scott Morrison has been siphoning off Queenslanders' vaccines to New South Wales. More than 100,000 have been redirected so far. Now, we don't begrudge New South Wales for needing more supply faster. Things are pretty grim down there. But why criticise Queenslanders for the effect it has had on our rates? Given the start Morrison gave us, we are well on the pace. Queenslanders other than George Christensen are ready to gallop to the vaccine finish line. Now, I hate to be a naysayer, but I think George Christensen is using horse paste for one last burst of attention before he's put out to pasture. Given his performance as an MP, he certainly won't be useful to stud. But there should be no horsing around on the topic of vaccines. The Mackay region has below the statewide average of vaccination for COVID. The people of Dawson are sick and tired of being saddled with George Christensen. So the only question that remains, Mr. Speaker, is why the long face, George? Maybe he genuinely does have worms, and if that's the case, I'll withdraw my objections. But if Scott Morrison is serious about the vaccine rollout, he'll take off his blinkers, scratch his horse Christensen, and stop talking down Queensland.
Of course. I call the Minister for Education, Industrial Relations and Minister for Racing.
Speaker, I actually think that's a statement the Minister for Racing should have delivered.